You're listening to the Screen Team on 930 KWOC.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
To infinity and beyond!
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Geez, what does it always mean? This Junior.
That's his name. Henry Jones Jr.
Like Indiana.
We named the dog Indiana.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I am your father.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Bond. James Bond.
And now the Screen Team on News Radio 930 KWOC. And after 2 weeks off, the Screen Team is back here.
We're
on
back, baby! Woo!
Hey, why don't you settle down? I'm just getting started here.
Sorry.
It's okay. We are this. See, are you going to let me talk? Why don't you talk? Go. You introduce
Hey, the Screen
this.
Team is back in action, and we're gearing up for a big celebration coming up very, very soon. You're going to find out more about that celebration when we get finished with this first segment. What's our first movie going to be?
Can we start back in the very beginning? What station are we on? We got to give plugs to the station, yo.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to KWOC 930 AM station right here in Poplar, Bluff, Missouri. I'm Sabrina J. We got Matt, and we've got Chris Berger, and of course our mascot, Luke.
Say something, Luke.
We can't have dead air, Luke. I'm sorry.
You're listening to the Screen Team, of course, and I'm so excited I can barely contain myself.
Apparently, you've been off for quite a long time, Sabrina.
I know. I've been storing up all my energy for tonight's show.
And, well, you picked the movies this week. So
I did.
There's a little extra incentive there. But before we get into that, I've got to ask Matt something because Matt's back with us this week with the Screen Team. Matt's a big comic book guy, and some of the biggest news we heard this week is they casted Batman for the sequel to Superman. And the sequel to Superman is going to be like a Superman versus Batman type thing.
Have mercy.
Did you hear who they casted as Batman?
Yeah.
Tell us, Chris.
The star of Geely, Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck was going to be playing Batman in the new movie.
I don't even.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Is the same guy going to play Superman that did the last one that we watched?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I'll see it for that.
Okay.
I'm already Team Superman.
Right on. I don't like it. I'll be honest. Ben Affleck is not a bad actor. I just don't buy him as a tough guy. He might make a decent Bruce Wayne. I don't see him as a good Batman, though. I'm sorry.
What were they thinking? Why'd we do this?
I really don't know. Why did Ben Affleck want to do it? That's the question. He's had some success with directing, and
he's a terrific director, no doubt. But ruining one great comic book franchise should be enough for him. Yes. Does he have to take on an even more legendary character and ruin it?
Why do we need another Batman movie?
Well, this is Batman versus Superman.
It's actually a Superman movie. He's just kind of in it.
Is there a comic book to support this?
There are actually years and years of comic books.
It's called the Justice League, yo. Check it out.
It's insane.
Check it out. All right, Sabrina. We're going to kind of focus on a subject that you know about, and that's your personal pick today, which is called I Am Legend. It's the Will Smith movie. Tell us about it.
I'm glad you said that because it's been so long I was like, what did I pick?
What movie did I pick?
Oh, my God. Okay, I Am Legend with Will Smith. And based on an original movie. And it starred, it was back from way back in the black and whites era, and I don't remember who starred in it, but it was somebody famous.
There are several different adaptations of this novel. It was a novel that came out in the 1950s with the same name.
You were close, son. You were close.
But it was The Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price, and then they did the Omega Man with Charlton Heston.
Okay, yeah.
And both movies are vastly superior to this one.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
I wouldn't say vastly,
true.
but I think I enjoyed them more than this one did.
Now I need to watch them.
Because this one actually takes the novel's title, I Am Legend, and then that's all it has in common with it.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe the title's character, but it was very different. And it's still a good movie, I think. But I was, when I found out what the script was for the book, I was like, oh, this is great. I hope that they do something kind of faithful to it, because he'd already done I Robot.
Yeah.
And it was nothing like the novel either.
Oh, geez.
So,
wow, okay.
So what's the basis of this movie?
The movie is based on an entire area of is it like up in New York? I think it is.
In New York City.
New York City, and the whole island is destroyed of humans based on a virus, and it takes everybody out very quickly. And Will Smith plays a character that is somewhat responsible for finding a cure, and he wasn't able to find a cure fast enough, and had to get everybody off the island. And those that were already infected were not, sent out, and so they became these beasts that live in the dark, much like vampires.
Because in the novel, they were vampires.
Okay. But in this movie, they're not quite vampires.
Yeah, they're not quite zombies. They're not quite vampires.
Right. They're just darkness
zombies.
creatures.
Yeah, that works.
But
they're zampires.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Zombies and zampires. That's a new movie, and I'd go watch that.
Zombies versus vampires.
He's got his faithful dog, and that's one of the most endearing characters in the movie, next to Will Smith's character, and they're the only he's the only human left in this area. So his goal, and he's captured one of the vampire zombie guys, and he's trying to still find a cure so that mankind can still live. But it's a unique situation because not everybody in the world is dead, just in his world, right? Yeah.
This
is kind of weird.
This movie reminded me a lot of Castaway, just in the sense that, it's one character, alone and just really, really boring.
And he's been, how many years was he there?
I don't know.
I mean, like
Too many.
He had just generators based off of car batteries.
Right.
To provide himself electricity. There was no television. He was just playing old tapes that he'd confiscated from a TV station somewhere.
And lots of Bob Marley.
Yeah, and
Nothing wrong with that.
So everything is like he's trying to live a normal life within his little world that he cannot escape from, and he cannot have any infiltration from the outside world in. So there's like no planes, there's nothing, and there's deer and wild animals from the local zoo all running amok in the city, and the weeds have grown up through it's been a long darn time that he's been in this situation. Very, very good movie, though. Actually, I'm sorry, I can't agree with you on the fact that you don't like it.
Matt, I know that you're not I don't want to say you're not a fan, but it's just why did this movie turn you off?
It's not that it's a bad movie. Will Smith is a terrific actor. I feel like he's such a great actor that he hasn't had that one great film for him. He could have had The Matrix, but he turned that down. And but
we're all very sad about that.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm happy for Keanu. He needs that. But as good as Will Smith is, and as much as he carries this film, which he has to because he's the solo guy for so long, one of the things that threw me off was CGI.
Okay.
You and I are both not fans of CGI unless it's used sparingly and effectively, like, say, Terminator 2 or Jurassic Park or, something like that.
Where you don't notice it.
Exactly, where it doesn't stand out. In this one, it is noticeable. They look like cartoon monsters that clashes with reality in the setting really bad. And so that was something that it kind of took me out of the danger. I just didn't feel like, because of that, I didn't feel like it was real, And it's a movie going into it, but you kind of have to suspend disbelief. And I wasn't able to do that. Another thing was knowing the plot and how it was different from the book. I thought the book was a lot deeper. I don't want to go too much into the novel because I don't want to give it away. But it has a very different ending and a lot of different circumstances. For one, he's not a scientist in the book. He's like an average guy. And you go with him and how he's discovering all this stuff that, he goes to the library every day and just kind of studies up on the viruses and how it's affecting people. Also, they were vampires, and not all of them were kind of, just zombified vegetables walking around just attacking people. They, some of them can communicate with him as well. And it had a different reason as to why he was a legend at the end. And part of that was because these vampires feared him as if he were a vampire and they were humans, which I thought was a cooler twist than the ending that we got in this film, which I thought was kind of cliched. Not bad, but I've seen it before.
You need to nook it. It's called I Am Legend, and you can find it on DVD. Coming up, we're going to review the movie 7 Psychopaths. We'll do that next on Today's Talk 930 KWOC.